All right, mate. So, XVG here. Good detective work about the red 200 moving average forming on the chart. Very soon, you said there's quite a large volume as well. Now, I have, as soon as I looked at that XVG chart, the first thing popped into my head was that it is identical to Bitcoin. Basically, identical to Bitcoin back in the bear market of 2018 or 19, maybe, or whatever, 18, 19. So you can see obviously what I'm looking at here. You can see Bitcoin formed this sort of pattern here, and then we broke down. You can see this has a very, very similar pattern right in here that broke down. Obviously, we had the big top here. We had the big top up here. We had the bull market, of course. We had the bull market here. Now, what's interesting as well is look at the white 100 moving average. Look at the white 100 moving average forming here as we broke down. Look at the white 100 moving average forming here on Bitcoin as we broke down. Now, thanks to your detective work that you have found out that the red 200 moving average is going to form on the chart right down in here. Right? It's going to form right down in here, just like Bitcoin at this point. So we can get to the conclusion that XVG could put in a base here, a bit of a base before breaking back up. It does signal that, is this a good sign to be accumulating? Is this a good place to be accumulating like Bitcoin? Well, I would probably say it's best to let it consolidate. Look when Bitcoin got bullish, when Bitcoin recaptured the yellow 9 weekly EMA right in here, right in there. That's when Bitcoin got bullish. So you can take the same principle here because this is still underneath the yellow 9 EMA on the weekly chart, and it's likely to do more chop because it's not going to be easy to get back above this yellow 9 EMA. But when it does get back above it, you can start to think, well, okay, the chop may be over or close to being over, and price may want to start moving back up again. As you said, there's also a large volume node. Look at the large volume node here on Bitcoin as well. So you have to think that it's a very interesting chart here on XVG. Now, if I can't change that chart now. Just let me XVG. If we look on the Tether chart, now what usually happens to new charts on Bitcoin? Sorry, on Binance. Well, they usually open up, and if they go into a bear market, they will usually bottom out at some point and eventually get a bull market. Okay, that's usually what happens. Now, a lot of them can drop, up to 90% from launch price. Now, they don't have to drop 90%. You can see here this is only 80% close to it, but this is kind of saying at some point there will be a bull market in XVG. This chart here is a blueprint of Bitcoin's chart. Obviously, it needs more development here, but it may actually need a new 3-month candle. Let's just look at the 3-month candle here. So you can see that right there. Yeah, very, very nice. So if you see this on a 3-month chart here, XVG, what did it do? It put in a base and broke down. What did Bitcoin do? It put in a base and broke down. Almost identical candles except for this large wick, but everything else is pretty much identical, including the 2 wicks up top, the 2 wicks here on top. I know that Bitcoin was not as wicky, but that's natural in a larger coin. But then what happened after that? Well, Bitcoin did close on the lows, and then we had a small candle, and from that small candle, well, that was bull market time. So you have to be pretty impressed with a fractal here. We are down here now at 10 cent, 11 cent, back to all-time highs. Well, whatever that is, I don't know what it is up there. That's up to 9 cent. Sorry, did I say 10 cent? 1 cent. And also, notice down here as well. Look where this landed to. Look where we're dropping into. Look where XVG dropped into. You have to be again impressed with. If I change this, it's a little bit bigger, but you can see right down here the massive support. So it's definitely a very interesting level. Preferably, I think I would probably rather trade the new 3-month candle and take it from there. Now, ideally, you want to see obviously it's flipping green, and then getting long on it and see where this can go. Can this do the same as Bitcoin? I'm not really saying it's going to do the same as Bitcoin, but it definitely could have some upside. At the moment, it kind of is still in this chop. There can be moves up, but as we mentioned, it's not going to be really bullish until you get above the moving averages, and this is likely to do more consolidation. Now, I know this video is already 5 minutes, but to be truly bullish as well, this you can see this here, the white 100 moving average on a 3-day chart. Price is going to need to somehow get above this and then move off that level. Now, if we look at Bitcoin, we'll see what happened. Just for the record, I've not checked this yet. Well, I suppose it did play out, but it didn't actually give you a good bottom. It put in this beautiful base, and then we broke up from that and got above the white 100 and kept running from there. So for myself, I mean, I probably wouldn't buy down here. I mean, but if you are looking to accumulate longer term, you could buy small. I would like to see more pattern develop. If you don't think that this analysis will play out and we could moon before that, I mean, you can still trade this and have a stop below the 2-week low and see where this can go, see if this can continue to go higher. The 2-week low is the same as the weekly low, as you can see here. But overall, a very interesting chart. And to be honest, it kind of gives, potentially gives a bit of a blueprint for a lot of coins. If this is going to do the same and we're going to consolidate here for a long time like Bitcoin done, this might actually be the bottom for a lot of altcoins, before they get that move back up.